know, I might sit down with my guitar, for instance, and I will try to listen really closely for nuances and things that jump out to me that are just make me curious. They draw me in and make me want to learn more about whatever it is that's happening. And if I'm coming from a scenario where, I don't know, it's been busy, the kids are screaming, something is not working on a technical level, then I might need to spend a couple of minutes being still and quiet. I might literally just sit with my guitar in my lap and not make any sound for a couple of minutes just to kind of tune myself in and prep my ears for what I'm about to do. Playing out of silence can be really powerful. So I'll sit down with the guitar and I'll start playing something. It doesn't have to be original. It doesn't have to be something that I is completely new to me. It could be something I played a bunch of times because I guarantee you, even if you're playing something that you already know, there is still some aspect of it that's improvisational because you can never play anything exactly the same way twice. And you're literally a different person than you were the last time you picked up the guitar. So I'll simply begin playing and listen for something that interests me. Like right now, I'm really into, turn it up a little bit even, so I can accentuate the sound, but I'm really into the sound of my thumb on the strings. Playing super light, and the sound of my thumb moving across the strings as I stroke them is very intimate and kind of that's the kind of stuff that as a listener draws me in. Makes me feel like I'm right there with the music. So now I've been drawn in to being curious about this sound, the intimacy of the sound, and also just the texture of the sound of my thumb on the strings. So, what this might lead me to do on a technical level is spend some time exploring just playing with my thumb. I don't do this a lot. So, I'm literally doing the curiosity thing right now. So that leads me to play some things a little differently than I would otherwise. I can't really get the same texture on the note uh, alternate picking. I don't really have that kind of technique. So I'm restricted to downward strokes. And so I'll be doing fewer string skipping kind of things like I would if I were also incorporating my other fingers in my right hand. That kind of stuff. So it kind of keeps it in more of a simple down home kind of place. And I have to pay special attention to how much force I'm using with my thumb. And I'll go, when I'm just messing around on my own and doing this practice thing, I will go really far into a sound, like further than I would otherwise. Like even like I'm playing so lightly with my thumb, I'm barely sounding the note. Uh, and I'll get really interested in that kind of stuff, really curious about how lightly and quickly I can play, or just some aspect of the sound that I'm generating. And the thing about that is, I may not spend lots and lots of time just playing only with my thumb. But if I ever want to slide into a different mode of playing that's going to force me to create some different sounds, I can have something like this in my back pocket. It's just one of the things that I can know how to do. So I might be, playing some other kind of stuff. I don't know what it would be. But if I started playing a solo of some kind over these changes. I could slide into it's just like a different character. It's not unlike having another pedal on your pedal board that you step on and you just get this. Now I've activated this thing. So that's cool, to have access to those different ideas. It's not, I don't think it's invalid at all to say, I'm going to just turn on the thumb. I'm going to become the guy for a little bit, either for a whole solo or for a song or for a portion of an improvisation. I'm going to become the thumb guy and let that limitation, both the limitations and affordances of doing this, become who I am for a little bit. So that's an example of practicing curiosity, going into improvising and playing and exploring from an open-minded and non-judgmental place. And then when you notice something interesting, like the sound of your thumb on the strings, it could be some aspect of the, like a raspiness or a grind in your voice, or what it feels like to sing in a certain register. It could be playing a certain volume dynamic on the drums, or limiting yourself to kick, snare, and hat, or you might have a 20-piece drum kit, but you could also choose to only play 3 pieces of it and let that limitation be part of the motif of what you're doing. But practicing curiosity and then going layers and layers deeper into it is kind of what the name of the game is.